Hello, Luis.
Hi, Asko.
How are you?
Fine, fine. Thank you.
So you have been developing this digital service creation methodology for Laurea,
That's right.
and can you tell a little bit about this model? What's the idea about this methodology?
Yes, of course. Well, the idea of this methodology is to help students to carry out a project with defined processes that they have to follow through through their project.
Mm.
That's the main idea, to help them with this whole process, and also the idea it would be that teachers here in Laurea can help them process by process in what they need according to the point they are in their project.
Mm. And you have a background in consulting, management consulting,
Yes, that's correct.
and IT consulting. So, and you are saying that everything starts with the alignment. So, what do you mean by alignment? The first step of the process.
Yes. Well, the idea of the alignment process is to confirm with the end user, with the customer, what they need, what they want. You, as the project manager of this, of what you are doing, you have to understand exactly what the customer, what the company wants, and you need to put that on in white and black, on a sheet of paper, and show this document to the customer in order that he agrees in your understanding, and in case it's not completely correct what you understood, make the corrections, but at the very beginning, because if you don't do them at the very beginning, it's going to cost more later. It's going to cost more time, more effort. So it's much better to have the correct understanding at the very beginning of this whole process. That's what this alignment process is for.
Okay. So the business alignment, so you need to align the kind of the targets, like the deliverables, like who are the customers, who are the users, and the kind of scoping of the project, so to say.
Exactly. At a high level. At a high level.
Yeah.
Later on, you are going to put that with more detail, but at the very beginning, at least, it's very important to have clear at this high level the end goal.
Yeah. And then you are saying that the discovery, opportunity, and prototype and testing. So this is the iterative process, right?
Right.
And what do you mean? Instead of like waterfall or predefined step by step, so why is it iterative process?
Well, let me explain you first what each of these processes are about. You begin first with the discovery process. The idea of this process is to find out how is the situation with the customer, with the company, about what you are going to develop. Do they already have something done? Is it completely new? What is the as-is situation of their request at the moment? Once you have this photo of the as-is situation, then you go to the opportunity phase. In this opportunity phase or process, the idea is to look forward, to look what they may need in the future about their request. Will this need be evolved somehow? Will they need extra characteristics about what they are doing now? So this is a to be idea, or a to be indicator that is going to help you to think a little bit further about what you are going to build. And then, of course, now that you know the as-is situation and the to-be situation, you begin making a prototype about what you understand at that moment. You make a prototype and test it, of course. And after doing this, of course, in each of these phases, processes, you have to have an interaction, a close interaction with the customer. This is iterative because you can do it as many times as you need. You may do it, I think, very few times just at once. You may have to iterate or to do it 2-3 times. Maybe it depends also on the time you have for the development. But the idea also here is to have the closest definition of what you are going to implement or build later in a previous phase, in order not to waste resources later. Okay.
And after you have defined the solution, so what does the roadmap phase mean?
Yes, the roadmap means that you have to have in also with as much as detail as you need the steps you are going to take for the implementation of the product or of the service you are developing. You have to have mainstones to know what you are going to be delivering in this service creation, and you have to put that somehow on a paper in a clear way, so the customer knows how the project is going forward, and also so you know in what point you are in the implementation of the service. You can put it like this. You can create a roadmap, or you can, depending on what you are developing, create a project plan with much more detail, with activities, resources, times. It depends on the time you have and on the detail you need.
Yeah. Okay. And then finally, the implementation phase. So what does it mean?
Okay.
Project management?
Yes, of course. I mean, project management goes in all different processes, phases. Here, as the name says, you're going to implement what you have already put in paper. You're going to go through the different steps you defined in the roadmap. You are going to begin developing the application, whatever that means. It may mean if we are talking about something or purely digital, you're going to begin developing your application with programmers, using probably Scrum methodology and Agile methodology, and this goes and this ends until you already have your service developed. In the roadmap or in the project in the project plan you developed before, you have to have very clear where is the beginning and where is the end of the development of the service, of the application, of course, and you end with the whole service creation at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.